is the Trinity pagan and a tradition of men? Did the Catholic Church adopt this tradition? So we're going to get to what John was talking about a minute ago. And so if anybody's not familiar with the word syncretism, you need to be. It's very important. It's one of those things you need to know what not to do. So we're going to quote from Wikipedia again. So syncretism is the combining of different beliefs and various schools of thought. Syncretism involves the merging or assimilation of several originally discrete traditions, especially in the theology and mythology of religion, thus asserting and underlining unity and allowing for an inclusive approach to other faiths. So like John mentioned earlier, we can see with Catholicism, or the Mother Church, as some people like to refer to them, they have done a lot of syncretism through the centuries with Christmas, Easter, Halloween, Trinity, and many other traditions. You want to touch on that one again?
Yeah, you can even go back before the Roman Catholic Church. It starts back to Babylon, Medo-Persia, Greece, pagan Rome, and then the Roman Church, harlot, as Revelation says, harlot the Great. Throughout those centuries, different empires, it's the same spirit, it's the same mentality, persecuting the saints and still adopting some sort of paganism that revolves around a worship of the sun, the moon, the stars, and some kind of triune being, so on.
Yeah, what Catholicism did was just adopt old Babylonian traditions and customs, like you were saying. Like what Sean has talked about in Investigating Babylon, because I know there's folks in the chat that love that series. So here we have a screenshot I took from Chuck Henry's book, Trinity, Oneness, Duality, and Preexistence. And so this is, we don't have to read all these, but we can touch on these a little bit. These are, hopefully everybody can see it since I got it full screen. These are some of the councils that Catholicism had over the years as they were adopting, syncretizing the doctrine or theology of the Trinity. Is there any one of these you want to touch on in particular, brother? Or we got this slide up?
Well, if anybody wants to remember, because there's a lot of dates in here, just remember 325 AD is the Council of Nicaea, and that's where they first started saying that Yeshua is the same substance as the Father. It's this God substance. And I think about 80 years later, they finally started to say that the Holy Spirit is its own person. So it took a long time for the Trinity to become a three-person, three-headed God. It didn't happen overnight. And, they say, well, this is biblical. Well, the Bible wasn't written in 300 AD, right? So the Bible is not going to have the Trinity if the Trinity didn't come out until the 3rd and 4th century. They're going to take certain verses that make it seem like there's the Father and the Son, or maybe that the Holy Spirit seems like a person, but you're not going to find a Trinity formula in the Bible. So as you can see throughout history on this page, it's slowly but surely evolved over time. And have you ever seen someone who started off with a lie and then they have to add another lie on top of that lie to cover the first lie? And then I'm not trying to say that these church fathers were, trying to be liars, but I think they were trying to understand the scriptures from a Greek mindset, even though the scriptures are written in a Hebrew mindset, right? Strict monotheism. And these councils were made up of mostly Greek-minded, Gnostic-minded people, and they're trying to implement their Greek thinking, which included that, the flesh is evil. And so obviously they're Messiah.
They didn't have a Hebrew mindset?
The Hebrew mindset contradicts the Trinity in my studies. I think that they had more of a Greek mindset by the 3rd and 4th century. Gentiles outnumbered the Jews by that time. The church was very Hellenized because of, obviously, Hellenism. And that Greek-minded thinking, I think, influenced that first several centuries of church doctrine.
Yeah, I agree. They had a lot of Gnosticism mixed in with their beliefs.
Which included that the flesh is evil, so their Messiah couldn't just be a man, because, well, how could he just be a man if the flesh is evil and we want to escape the flesh? We want to escape the human body and become spirits one day. So they had to come around the idea that Yeshua is more than just a man. He's the spirit who's fully man and fully God, and so on.
So on and so forth.